Hi there. Hi everyone, and welcome to tonight's webinar. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to allow a couple minutes just to allow the last few people to jump on the call, but we will get started in the next couple minutes. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your time tonight. All right, guys, as we're letting the last few people jump on the call, I'll just go ahead and get started with some introductions and go over some logistics for tonight's call, okay? All right, so my name is Lisa Swain, and I'm the Director of Customer Experience here at Teamzy. Super excited to be here with you guys tonight. Can't wait to jump in and show you Teamzy, how you guys can really maximize and get the most out of your time with Teamzy. So it's my job to make sure that you have absolutely everything that you need to be successful with Teamzy long term. It can be a little scary, a little challenging in the beginning when you transfer into a new online system. So I want you to know that you do have someone here in-house that you can call at any time if you have questions, or if you need to just kind of run something by me, just to kind of let you know, figure out if you're headed in the right direction. Am I doing this right? And I'd be glad to kind of set you off on the right path, okay? So you're in the right place tonight because I'm super excited to kind of give you your first glimpse of Teamzy if you're brand new, or to show you maybe some tips and some new features that you weren't aware were already in your Teamzy. So stick around and we'll get right into that. Alrighty, let's see here. I'm just gonna check the numbers. Looks like this is a perfect place to start. So like I said a moment ago, my name is Jay and I'm gonna be your host tonight, kind of take you through Teamzy. So here's my plan. First, I actually want to jump right into the system. I'm going to show you guys how quickly and easily you can get things set up, because I know that can be the most challenging point. When you're thinking, oh no, I've got to transition from, my perfect Excel spreadsheet or, my physical notes or what have you. I want you to feel confident when you do that transition so that you know you're getting everything that you need and that you've kind of stacked the odds in your favor as you get started with the new system. Okay, so that's what I want to start with. And then we're going to get right into how to become a power hour boss, because that's the beauty of a tool like Teamzy, is it's really going to help you be efficient with your time so that you can leverage those really busy days. Get in there and connect with the people that you need to connect with when you need to connect with them. Okay, so I'm super excited to show you how Teamzy is going to take your power hour to the next level. And then last but not least, we'll talk about following up like a pro. Because I know it and you know it. The fortune is in the follow-up, guys. And the worst thing is having to manage an external calendar, or a color-coded Excel spreadsheet, or whatever your process may be right now. I'd love to show you how Teamzy is going to give you the opportunity to manage all of your follow-ups while not letting anyone else fall through the cracks. Okay, so that's what I've got planned for tonight. And then we'll go ahead and open up the floor to any questions you guys may have, because I know some of you have already jumped in. Fantastic, okay? You may have specific questions about where you are right now in the process. Hang with me. I'd love to answer those questions in real time. So you can use the question and answer section. Should be left or right of your screen, depending on the browser you're using. So go ahead and find out where that is, and then you can jot down your questions as I'm presenting, so nothing kind of slips your mind. All right, so use the Q&A for any questions, and I will go ahead and, like I said at the end of my presentation, get into each of those. Now, it's important that you all know that you can reach out to me at any point. So at the end of my quick prezo, I will also share with you all of my direct contact info, okay? So email, text message information so that you can send me a quick text question if you need to, okay? Know that there's always a real person on the other end if you need the help. Alrighty, so that's basically my spiel. I am super excited to get into Teamzy. Check out the numbers really quickly. Awesome, thank you so much for all being here, for making the time. Like I said at the beginning, I know you're all living really crazy busy lives, but that's the beauty of a tool like Teamzy. So carving out 45 minutes today, I promise you is gonna be really beneficial to your business long term, okay? All right, so it's online, right? Connection issues can come up. I am coming to you live from the high desert headquarters of Teamzy. So my Wi-Fi can sort of be a little bit funky at times if you're having trouble hearing me or seeing me. It may be on your end, okay? So try the reconnect option on your Zoom. If that doesn't help, go ahead and jump in the chat and just let me know, hey Jay, can't hear you, can't see you, it's getting a little funky or something like that, and I can compensate, okay? All right, I promise, that's everything. That is all of the logistics. Now let's jump into Teamzy. Okay, so I've got a quick question that came in before I go ahead and share my screen. Yes, absolutely. This session is being recorded. So any of your team members, or if you've got fellow upline or downline that you think would find this beneficial, we will have a replay link available, so they can always reach out to us. And we do automatically send out the replay link to all of you who registered. So you'll have that. Okay, thanks so much for being here. Alrighty, let's take a look here. Now, before I share my screen, I'm sorry, I keep saying I'm going to, but I want to kind of grab you in the face and talk to you about this really quickly. If you haven't taken advantage of a free 30-day trial with Teamzy, I recommend that be your next step. Don't leave the call. I promise I have tons of value for you, so hang around with me, okay? But if you haven't taken advantage of the free 30-day trial, go out and get one. No credit card necessary. You get to just sort of dive in and hit the ground running. The beauty of an online system is that it takes some time for you to build momentum, for you to start to see the results in your business. So get the 30-day trial, log in, and start to build that habit over time, especially if it's new to you, okay? So my first tip, 30-day trial. All right, let's take a look at Teamzy. Okay, perfect. So you guys should be looking at my Teamzy dashboard now. So if, like I said a moment ago, if you haven't taken advantage of the free 30-day trial, when you do, you're gonna be dropped right into our setup wizard. Okay, it's sort of just the setup process. It keeps it really clean so that you know, okay, I'm contributing all the information I need to, so when I go looking for it, it's gonna be there for me, okay? So that's gonna be that setup process. If you've already logged in, you've been clicking around and maybe familiarizing yourself, but you don't know how to get back to setup, not to worry. So to access the setup wizard, in the upper right-hand corner, you're gonna have a little wheel. From here, go down to setup wizard, and it's gonna bring you right to the screen. Like I said, if it's your first day in Teamzy, it'll drop you right on this section to start with, okay? All right, great. So our setup process is 3 quick steps, okay? Deep breath. We're going to keep it as painless as possible for you. And I will say this again, and I'm gonna keep saying it throughout the presentation, that if you're having a challenge, if you feel like, you know what, this has to be just me, or this is a specific issue, pick up the phone, shoot me a text message, send me an email, and I will be there to help you, okay? Even if it means logging in and getting your contacts imported, or we can log on to a Zoom call and I can show you what's going on. I know that not everyone is at the same place on the tech spectrum, okay, as people like to describe it. You may just be someone that, you know what, I was just a paper and pen kind of gal, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there will be a small transition for you. So I want you to know that if you have questions, you can reach out to me. But let's see how quick that process is for you. All right, so because Teamzy is so much more than just a tracking app, it's so much more than just an organizational tool, it is actually a lead generation system. So what we're gonna do is start by helping you to establish an income goal for yourself. Okay, so you're gonna consider, what do I wanna grow my business by in the next 12 months? And then Teamzy's gonna do something really cool here. It's actually going to take that overall income goal and crunch that down for you by the number of highly productive activities you'll need to complete every single day in order to stay on track with your goal long term. It's gonna be really freeing, because the truth is, goals are not something that are new to you, okay? I know it. But knowing the path that it would take to get to a goal, it may be the first time that you have that sort of freedom. So trust the system, okay? Come along with us. So first step, we're gonna set that income goal. Second step, we're going to create what's known as a powerful why, okay? So again, Teamzy is more than just that tracking app. It's actually designed to be your support system, to be your accountability partner, okay? Your virtual accountability partner of sorts. It's gonna give you the opportunity to establish your reason for getting in this business, the reason why you should push through a challenging moment or a quitting point, as we call it in the coaching world, okay? Those are gonna happen. I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings, but I'm a quitter. You're a quitter. It's human nature, okay? So when those moments come up, whether they be small or large, when it's, you know, the last hour of the day and you're thinking, do I really have it in me to pick up this phone and connect with a few people or log my connects for the day, you will have a reminder to yourself of why you got in this business. And it'll be in your own voice, in your own words, reminding you should push through this moment, this challenge, okay? So that's gonna be your powerful why statement. Step 3, we're gonna import your contacts, okay? This is the meat of the setup process. Now I know, okay, this can be the scary part because you're thinking, well, no, Jay, I need to import contacts from LinkedIn and then from my email and then from my, it's okay. Okay, we are going to make this process as painless as possible. So you will absolutely, without any problem, be able to export your contacts from LinkedIn and then from Gmail and then from Outlook or what have you. And then you'll be able to import those files to Teamzy. This is gonna give you the opportunity to no longer scrub lists, no longer figure out, well, where did I leave off with her in LinkedIn? And then where was she on the Excel spreadsheet? You can check one area, know who you need to connect with and when, so you can hit the ground running. And then wait for it, get back to the rest of your life, which I know is calling you, okay? So let me show you how quick that process comes together. So we're gonna hit start here. All right, first step, we're setting that income goal. Like I said a moment ago, the income goal, I want you to consider your next 12 months, okay? So you may be someone that did incredible volume last year, okay? You're already on a great track to build your business, but maybe this is, you know, this is your growth year. This is the year I wanna go for my stretch goal. If that's the case, get ambitious. Enter your goal here based on what you wanna grow by, okay? So if I literally wanna make $100,000 in the next 12 months, Teamzy is now going to tell me the number of activities I need to complete every day in order to meet that goal, okay? So let's say my goal is $100,000. I'm gonna hit continue here. The system's going to redirect me to the first crunch down, okay? So it's taken that $100,000 and it let me know, okay, in order to make that much this year, we recommend that you connect 2,899 times in the next 12 months. Sounds like a lot, but really, without having met any of you superstars on this call, I can just imagine the number of people that you connect with on a daily basis, let alone a weekly basis, let alone a monthly or a yearly. So come along with us, trust the system, okay? So we're gonna take that initial crunch. I'm gonna take a deep breath and hit continue. Now the system applies the overall breakdown for me. So it's going to concisely let me know how many connects I need to do with my prospects, and then how many I need to do with my customers, and how many I need to do with my overall consultants in order to continue to build my business. Because Teamzy is built as a lead generation system. And we know with years and years of coaching business professionals that there are certain activities done in certain frequency that will lead to your goals, okay? So that's what you're considering here. How many times do I need to connect with my prospects? How many times do I need to connect with my customers and then my consultants? And the system has broken that down for you by day, week, month, and year. So now that number is more of a bite-sized chunk, okay? I know you've heard the phrase, or maybe you haven't, okay? But I mean this as much in as much of an analogy as possible, okay? No actual elephants were harmed in the making of this phrase. How do you eat an elephant? A bite at a time. That's how. And that's what we're giving you here, is a bite-sized chunk, okay? The biggest difference between achieving a goal or achieving any sort of a milestone in your life is having feasible milestones or feasible steps that you would take to achieve that goal. Because without them, we're humans, so we deviate, right? We make it up as we go along. Today I don't feel like it. It leads us to sort of drifting off the initial path, drifting away from our goals, and that's not what you want. So you need a system that's going to help you drive your business in the directions of your goals. All right, if you're looking at the goals that are recommended by the system and you're thinking, you know what, I do that before breakfast, you're awesome. This is a baseline, a structure of sorts, okay? This is giving you that immediate path. If you want to do it going 100 miles an hour, by all means, okay? So if you've decided, you know what, I want to connect, I want to spend a little more time with my prospects, by all means, up that number. You can always come in here and stipulate what you want your new goal to be. Again, they are a recommendation, okay, a baseline. So I recommend you go up. All right, in addition to your connection goals for prospects, customers, and consultants, you will also have a goal for your daily invites and your daily additions, okay? So the reason for this is that we know that invites or intentional calls to action are gonna just sort of inch your business a little closer, right? It's gonna get you a little closer to the finish line of sorts. Either whether it be, bringing that person through to customer level where they're, starting on that journey with whatever regimen they're selecting, or it may be a consultant who's newly on board. And you are inviting them to act or get involved with a local event or something along those lines. We know that those activities have a tendency to get you one step closer to your goals. So we established a specific goal for that as well. Baseline, 3 invites and 3 ads. If you're thinking, I add something like 20 people on social media alone, get ambitious in this field. Decide, you know what, I want to challenge myself. I want to go for my stretch goal here. If I'm normally doing 10 every day, then maybe I want to go for 15, okay? This is going to give you that ability to sort of customize it to your dynamic or where you currently are in your business. All right, let's say we're accepting the goals as they stand. We are moving through to the next step of the setup process, just moving right along, okay? Teamzy's holding your hand, nothing's falling through the cracks. You know you're adding the information that you need to for the system to work in your favor, okay? So next step, we're finding that powerful why statement. I talked about this a little bit before. To some of you, this may be brand new. So I recommend that you go ahead and give this video a watch. The videos on each page are basically just going to explain everything that I'm going over live. So you can quickly click on this video. It'll go through, actually our creator and founder, Eric Johnson, shares with you his why process, which I found really fun because for me, way back when I first got involved with business coaching, something like 5 or 6 years ago, I started to read about, started to get involved with personal development, started to work on myself a little bit, and people kept saying, well, what's your why? Well, do you know why? And I couldn't get to the bottom of it. For me, it sounded a little California fruits and nuts, okay? But it's because I'm a New England gal at heart, okay? So we have a tendency to be a little more cut and dry when you want from me, how do I do it as quickly as possible? But when I took a step back and I considered, when I am met with those challenging moments, when I have that point when I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna curl up in a cocoon on the couch and the world can't get to me, okay? When I feel that way, wouldn't it have been nice to have a reminder, when I was at my best, when I was in a positive moment of why I should continue? The best and the greatest moments of this, the things that I could get out of this business, what I hope to accomplish, what it could do for my lifestyle. All this exercise is doing is it's sort of getting your wheels spinning so that you can create that transcendent or powerful why statement. So I'm going to give you a couple tips here. If you've never created a why statement, take it a field at a time. Okay, go through and literally answer one question. Don't consider what you're trying to do overall. Just get lost in that moment. Why did you become a consultant? Well, honestly, I was hoping to make an extra $500 a month. For me, guys, in the beginning, my answers weren't all that deep. And I just kept looking around the room thinking, is anyone else feeling this way? But it's okay to not think this way, okay? But use the exercise. Answer the question that you're being asked. Why did I become a consultant? I needed $500 more a month. What did I hope to accomplish? Oh, well, I honestly hadn't been saving anything since college, so I thought maybe it was a good time to start. Why is that important to you? Oh, well, now it starts to deepen a little. Now it starts to work on the cues in you. Okay, it starts to reach in there and literally make you think about why. Why is $500 really all that important? Or does that mean freedom and financial safety for your family? Does it mean early retirement? Why? Why is it for you? So go through the steps, okay? Answer each question, and then ultimately when you get to the very bottom, this last field is where you want to take all of the above answers and formulate your full why statement, okay? Even if that means you're just gonna quickly copy and paste all of the answers into one full paragraph, when you sit back and you read it, it becomes your why. And it's such a cool moment because you didn't realize what you were doing, okay? So take the time and fill in your why. All right, once you've got your why statement filled out, the next step in the process is importing those contacts, okay? So this is gonna be the meat of that setup process, like I said. Take it a step at a time. If you've decided, you know what, I want to import my contacts from Pulse, from LinkedIn, from Facebook, literally make a list, okay guys? I recommend that you sit down, make a list of all of the areas where you have contacts listed, where you would like to bring them all together into one master list, okay? So literally I would make a list that says, okay, Pulse, Facebook, Gmail, my cell phone. It doesn't matter if you know how to export yet. Start with that list, okay? Establish where you want to pull your contacts from. And then go ahead and check out these videos, because we have specific videos for the most common areas that you're going to export from, like your Pulse back office, okay? Go ahead and watch this video. It takes you through that process step by step. I do have a quick recommendation here. When you are importing your when you're exporting your contacts from Pulse, you can now export your downline report only, okay? Because Pulse is including your preferred customers and your consultants on that one report, okay? So pull just your downline. From there, open up that file. Now on the file, I want you to find the column that says sponsored by, okay? This is only a recommendation. You don't have to do it this way. If you want to bring in only the individuals that are sponsored by you, so you don't have muddiness from your upline or your downline, you can go ahead and sort that column by your own name and then remove anyone else. Then that way you're left with only your folks, okay? So sort by your sponsored by column. If you're a member of a larger team and you want to keep an eye on, you know, some of the customers or some of the consultants that are coming on board in your downline, go ahead and import them. There's no problem. Teamzy will allow you to kind of specify where they fall in the downline or in the upline. Okay, now my next tip with your Pulse export, I recommend that you also sort that file by preferred customer and by consultant, so you can bring those in and they get typed correctly, okay? If you have any additional questions or if any of this is sounding like a foreign language, go ahead and reach out to me directly. Like I said, stay tuned for my contact information. Okay, next up, Facebook. Social media platforms are a really great way to connect with people. So I'm sure you guys are already amassing these gigantic lists, okay? There's no problem with that. You can export your list from Facebook, okay? The process is step by step in that video for you. My one tip with the Facebook export. Facebook is in the process of changing the way that some people can pull their data. So if you realize that, you know what, I logged in and I requested my data like 3 days ago, Jay, and I never got an email from Facebook. If that's the case, I recommend that you log back into your Facebook account, okay? From there, go back over to that download area, and you may notice that this time there's a download waiting for you, okay? So if you haven't received it, even in a couple of hours, okay, go back to that settings area, download a copy, and then check for the download. If you're having problems, you reach out to me directly. Okay, additional social media platforms. The questions always come up. Can we export from Instagram, from Twitter? Currently, Instagram and Twitter are not allowing any of their users to export that data, okay? So unfortunately, because we can't actually pull the data file, we can't import it to Teamzy. So for now, that's a no. If you have an idle teenager in your life, okay? You can always have them create a spreadsheet, go ahead and pull your followers from your Instagram manually, okay? Create that spreadsheet, or you can go through and, or you can add them one by one to Teamzy. It's completely your preference. But for Instagram and for Twitter currently, they are putting up a roadblock, okay? So keep an eye out for that. I've constantly got my ears to the ground looking for ways around that. All right, so once you have all of the files, once you've gone down your list and put a little check by every single, you know, okay, I exported my Pulse, check. Exported my Facebook, check. Once you've got them all exported, you're now ready to import them to Teamzy, okay? You can watch this little video. It'll walk you through importing, but I'll take you through it right now really quickly. Okay, so once we're ready to import our file, you can import a file even if it's not coming from one of the areas that I just mentioned. Some of you have these glorious Excel spreadsheets with color coding and tabs and the whole 9 yards, okay? You can bring those into Teamzy, okay? As long as they are formatted correctly. You need to make sure it is in a CSV format, comma, separated value, a .txt file, or a .coo file. Any of the above will allow you to import to Teamzy. If you're not sure, will this file import? I'm not quite sure how to even check what format it's in. not to worry. You can actually select the file and Teamzy will give you a yay or a nay, okay? So when I'm ready to import, I'll go ahead and choose my file. Alrighty, the Teamzy will immediately do the first screen and let me know, okay, file has been appropriately uploaded, it's in the right format, you can move on to the next step, okay? So from here, what I can do is toggle advanced import options. This is a really, really cool feature, guys, because when you are consolidating many lists into one, it's gonna be important that you identify folks either by how you know them or the nature of the relationship, things like that. So here are some tips. I recommend that, you know what, if you're bringing in a Facebook list, a LinkedIn list, your Pulse customers, your Pulse consultants, that you actually tag your lists. So this is a list that is coming out of Facebook. So I can literally create a Facebook tag. Now, at a single glance, any single person on this list, I will see they came from Facebook. Or if you've got a list, a list by event locations. I know a lot of consultants are having really, really great success with that. You can literally create a tag by, a LA event, okay? And then from there, it's literally just gonna tag everybody on that file with those tags, okay? You can also do a blanket ranking because Teamzy is going to actually help you take your first systemized approach to your business by prioritizing the people that you work with. You're gonna take a hard look and tell Teamzy, you know what, I wanna spend more of my time and my resources with this group as opposed to this group. So that every day when you log in, you know exactly who to get focused on and when. And I'll show you what that looks like next. All right, so you can apply your ranking. If you don't touch the ranks, everyone comes in at a 3-star ranking, okay? This is gonna give you a nice safety net. No one's gonna fall through the cracks because 3 stars are gonna come up for follow-up, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, in addition to our tags and our ranks, we've also got member types. So when you're bringing in your customer list or your consultant list, you can always check here and make sure that it's tagged appropriately. When you're ready, you'll hit continue. The system will move you through the next step in the process, which is mapping. That simply means the system is going to put the email addresses with the email addresses, phone numbers with phone numbers, and so on, okay? Now, here we are at that prioritization process or ranking, as we call it, okay? You're gonna take a hard look at every single person in your database and you're gonna tell us, okay, is this person a 5-star? Are they a rock star? Someone I want to follow up with every 30 days like clockwork? Or are they a 4-star? So I wanna follow up with them every 60 days like clockwork. Are they a 3-star? This will be where everyone comes in. So when we hit next right now, you'll notice every single person starts at 3 stars. That's gonna give you a 90-day window, okay? Your 2 stars is going to be the largest cycle window, which is 120 days. And then your 1 stars won't show up at all, okay? Now, 1 stars, I would recommend that you reserve this for those individuals if you are bringing in people from your downline or from your upline, who it's good to have their information on file just in case you ever want to reach out, but you don't want it to muddy the day-to-day follow-ups. You don't want it to, to throw off your power hour at any point when you have to stop and think, well, why is that consultant coming up? Or why is that customer coming up? It can it's all about momentum, guys, okay? So we're gonna go through to the actual ranking process. There's a video there that walks you through that whole process. All right, when you're ready to rank that database that you just brought into the system, Teamzy is gonna make it super simple for you. It's gonna drop you into what's known as rank mode, okay? If you decide, you know what, no, I'm gonna import all of my files first and then I wanna go back and rank, not to worry. Usually when you log into your Teamzy, you're gonna be on your dashboard. To get to your rank mode, go ahead and click team on the left. And then from here, above the list of names, you'll have rank mode that you can toggle or enable, click on, okay? Now, what's great is that once you've toggled rank mode here, you're in the all category. So this is every single person, whether they've been manually added or imported, okay? If you wanna know what total you're at, follow this along to the right, your total contact number will be in the upper right-hand corner. Now, when I'm ready to do my ranking, I can remind myself of what that scale is by clicking the little question mark here. It's gonna break down for you the 30, 60, 90, 120 days so that you have that reminder. And then you can go through and literally say, okay, yeah, you're a 2-star, 4-star, 2-star. And there may be some folks that are going to be easier to tag than easier to rank than others, because when you bring in lists like Facebook, you're going to have to remind yourself of how you know people, or where, was the last time you connected with them. So our recommendation is that you go through in the beginning and cherry pick your 4 and your 5-star prospects, customers, and consultants. Everyone else has that 3-star security blanket, so they're going to start coming up for follow-up no matter what. Okay, but this is going to keep you from that overwhelmed feeling when you're looking at a list of 1,000, 2,000 names. You can think, okay, it's fine. I'm just going through trying to establish my 4 and my 5-star folks. Okay, so I can quickly go down this list, and you know what? Actually, this person does not need to be in my database. Deleting someone is as simple as clicking the little trash can. It's going to give you your confirmation. You would delete them, and it's going to move the next person up the list. So I will go through and establish who my 4 and my 5 stars are. Once I've completed that process, I can toggle type mode. This is going to allow me to quickly see where everyone currently stands with typing. When you're consolidating lists, you may realize, oh, that person, we connect on Facebook, but you know what? They're a consultant, or they're a customer or something. You can go through here and say, okay, these are my customers, and here are my consultants. Oh, you know what, there are my and it'll be that simple, okay? This is your database to refine with time. This is not a one-stop shop, okay? Okay, this is not like one stop and then you don't have to set it. This is not a set it and forget it kind of deal, okay? You're going to come back in here as your database evolves, as you add new people, whether it be face-to-face and belly-to-belly or through social media. We recommend that you get in the habit of adding them to your Teamzy, so they can get added to those great follow-ups so no one falls through the cracks, okay? So once you've gone through and you've ranked and you've typed everyone appropriately, you're now free to, and as you're going through that process, you can also add or edit information, because the system makes it really simple for you. So you know what, if I wanted to, Marlo sent me an email today. So I could click on Marlo's name. This now becomes his active record. So I can come down and see, okay, I don't have his email, I can add. Okay, now, you'll notice that I don't have to search for a save button. The system is automatically going to give me a success message once it has successfully saved my message, okay? And then from there, you can go ahead and move on to the next field that you wanted to update. Or you can move on to the next record that you wanted to update. Okay, no need to look for a save. Like I said, it's going to do an automatic save. So you can add information to Teamzy like contact-based information, social media links, personal details like their birthday, if they've got children or pets. These all become elements that allow you to know your customer or your consultant better. They let you build on a prospect relationship or serve folks better. Okay, all right. So once you've gone through and you've added your information, some of you may be bringing in Excel spreadsheets with note columns. Not to worry, as long as the columns are titled correctly, the system will automatically plot your notes here, so you'll be able to reference those moving forward. Your activity feed will basically be any ongoing connections or activities that you log with anyone moving forward. Okay. When we brought in that list, you guys noticed that I added some tags. So you'll see those tags applied to the individuals once you're ranking. If you come across someone that, you know what, ooh, Rachel is also interested in Lash Boost. I can go ahead and add tags in real time if I need to. As I'm adding tags, folks, you'll notice that it's literally creating an ongoing list here on the left-hand side, okay? From there, you've also got a follow-up line. This lets you know if you have set a manual follow-up for someone, or if that's basically just going to be their default follow-up. So if Marlo's a 2-star, then Marlo's not coming up on my list for follow-up until the 120-day mark, okay? And I'll show you what that looks like next when we jump into your power hour. Okay, so that's gonna be how you get everything set up and added to Teamzy. We head over to your dashboard, which is going to be that virtual accountability partner for you, okay? Because at one glance, it's gonna display for you every day, okay? How many prospects do I need to connect with today? How many customers? How many consultants? How do I read this? I have 10 prospects left to connect with for the day. As I begin to complete activities, this is actually going to fill in, and I will know at one glance how close or how far I am to meeting my overall goals, okay? So With that in mind, I know I have 10 prospects to connect with. I will scroll down to what is known as my Who's Up Next section. So you've heard me talk a little bit about default follow-ups and Teamzy serving up the people you need to be focused on. This is actually going to give you the people you need to be focused on today based on that priority that you just set, based on your last point of communication with any given contact. Wait for it, without you having to scrub any lists, without you having to figure out where did I leave off last with them on my Excel spreadsheet, okay? This is going to let me see, okay, Eric is a 5-star prospect, so he's coming up on my list because I have not connected with him in the last 30 days. I didn't have to go anywhere else to find out that information. I literally check my Who's Up Next list and I connect. This is going to help you start the most conversations. It's gonna help you build that momentum, okay? So I'm connecting with Eric, but you know what? Oh, I don't really, how do I know Eric again? Right from my dashboard, I can access things like activity so that I can see at one glance, have I tracked anything for Eric before? Have I connected with him before? No? Okay. Do I have any details for him? Okay, great. It looks like I have an email address. I've got his social media links, a phone number, and great, we connect through Facebook. So that's what I'll do. I'll send Eric a quick Facebook message. All of the information that you're compiling, all of this information that you're refining down is going to be useful for you from one screen, okay? So you'll go through and, all right, I'll establish I'm gonna follow up with Eric by Facebook. I send a ton of Facebook messages. It's just my personal preference because it makes it super simple. You get to reach people where they are. People love to connect through Facebook. So if it's something you're not already doing, I recommend that you look into it, okay? So to keep my power hour really humming along, I open up a Facebook tab, and that lets me just toggle back and forth because currently you have to send Facebook messages through Facebook, okay? So even if you are copy and paste what you're sending through Teamzy, you're gonna need to do that in Facebook. So, all right, so I see, you know what, it looks like it's the first time I'm connecting with Eric, but what do I say? Oh, shoot. I could sit here for the next 30 minutes and agonize over what I'm gonna say because I know that you know that feeling, right? Especially when it's someone new. Oh geez, they're a prospect. Where do I start? What do I say? Is this gonna sound genuine? Teamzy is going to give you scripts and dialogues, okay? So that when you're in that place with a brand new prospect or a lukewarm prospect and you just wanna drop them a nice line and let them know you're there to support them, our scripts are gonna be a great place to start, okay? So let's say I wanna send Eric a quick message. In my Teamzy, I will have in each and every connect section a script button. I can click on scripts, and this is going to allow me to now choose, how do I wanna connect with Eric? Well, thank you for asking, Teamzy. I'd like to send him a Facebook message. It's gonna open up all of our preset Facebook messages, okay? These are going to be just no-brainers. They're really great though, honestly guys. Hi Eric, just stopping by to say hello, how are you? I hope your day is awesome. When you're connecting with someone for the first time, you want it to be, really light, just letting them know, hey, I'm a nice person that's here to catch up with you or support you in whatever it is that you choose to do, okay? You'll notice that we've broken this down by connect type and then by follow-up type, okay? So if I'm connecting for the first time, I would basically, okay, great, this sounds good. I will copy this script. We've got the little copy option, so it makes it a little easier for you. Here's my process. I paste it in here so that I can quickly update the name. I am so blind, so when I put it in the Facebook Messenger, it's like that could say anything. So I start in Teamzy. I paste that in there, change the name. I then do another copy and paste. I go over to my Facebook. I find Eric on my list. Come on, Teamzy, you know you want to. Excuse me, come on, Facebook. Okay, I'll drop that into Facebook. I send it over to Eric, come back over to Teamzy. Teamzy will now allow me to select my type. I sent that through Facebook Messenger. I can indicate whether that was an invite, whether that was an invite or a call to action, or I can always just put that in as a connection, okay? I'm just reaching out. So Eric is a 5-star. I leave his follow-up as such because this is not a call to action. I was just letting him know, stopping by to see how you're doing. For some of you, when you're working your prospects in the beginning, you want to connect in greater frequency. So know that you can come in here and say, you know what, I want to send that to Eric, but tomorrow I want to follow up, because I know that the fortune is in the follow-up. And I know that sales often happen on the 7th to 10th follow-up. So with that in mind, I may want to follow up in greater frequency, but not with everyone. So this is going to give you that security blanket. So even if I log Eric as completed for today, he's going to come up in 30 days for follow-up, even if I didn't reset that follow-up or anything like that, okay? And I'll show you in the next couple, in the next one, how to actually overwrite that follow-up. So let's say that Christy comes up for follow-up. I would do exactly the same thing. I go through, you know what, I would check the details. Okay, I see that we connect through Facebook. I'm gonna send another Facebook message. Guys, I'm being completely honest. I send maybe 20 messages through Facebook. About 10 of those will be the exact same message. Just copy and paste, because I'm at the same place with those people in my relationship with them. I'm just showing them that I'm a support system. I'm showing them I can be that consistency in their life. I can be their guide, okay? All of this is just sort of planting that seed with people. So some days on a Monday morning when I'm, you know, working a new prospect list, it might be 10 of the same message. So use the tools that you have at hand to really maximize on that power hour, okay? Now, let's say I want to connect with Christy. She and I chat about upcoming event, okay? Now, because I'm actually inviting Christy to my upcoming event, this time I want to stipulate that I connected with her by phone. I know it happens with some people. So from there, I can indicate that it was an invite because I'm actually calling her to action, okay? Come join me for my upcoming event. I'll select type here, go down to event, and now I can log that connect. But you know what? Christy has to run right now, but I want to follow up tomorrow while it's still fresh in her mind. She's still excited about it, so she has all the details, and she knows that I'll be there and super excited to kind of host her at this event. Okay, so what I can do is in the follow-up section, instead of leaving it at default, because Christy is a 4-star, so she won't come up for 60 days, I can tell the system, nope, I want to follow up with her tomorrow. I log that connect. It immediately sends a message to the system that I have completed yet another one of my prospect connections. Okay, now it knows that I've connected with 2 of my prospects for the day. And it knows that I've actually sent an invite. It's monitoring all of this without me having to separately track all of those elements, okay? So, but I just set a follow-up. I know those of you that are thinking, okay, well, where did it go? What's happening? How do I know it's in there? And how can I be confident? It's okay. It's important when you are used to a certain system to have confidence in a new one, okay? So whenever you set a follow-up, Teamzy is creating, in addition to your daily prospects, customers, and consultants list, you are also going to have a follow-ups list. And there's Christy. So no matter what, okay, if I log in for the day and I don't connect with a single prospect, I can click on my follow-ups list and know, okay, who was I supposed to follow up with today so that no one falls through the cracks, okay? So this is how you can manually set your own follow-ups. Now, I connected with Eric earlier, but you know what? I'd like to invite him to that same exact event. So scroll up to the top of your page. You have a really great search bar. You can search by first or last name. The system is going to auto-populate. You click on the given name and you've got the person's overall profile. From here, I can actually stipulate, you know what? I want to follow up with Eric in about a week about my upcoming event. So I don't need to click around. I don't need to save anything. I can literally navigate back to my dashboard, get back to what I was doing. But if I click on my follow-ups list, there's Eric. We're going to color code that list for you by urgency so that you know, okay, this stuff is past due. Maybe pay attention here, okay? And then, and so on. So you'll have access to your follow-ups that way. Okay, guys, so I've given you quite a bit of information. I see some of the questions coming in as we're going through. There are a few other features that I do want to jump back into the system and cover. But before I do that, I want to touch on some of the specific questions that you guys may have. So use that Q&A, okay? Thanks so much for hanging with me. I really appreciate your time tonight. While I am doing that, I'm going to quickly share my contact information for those of you who may have to run before we do the Q&A. Come on, little guy, there you go. Okay, so you guys feel free to screenshot that, jot that down, and I will start. Okay. Okay, so Trudy has a really great question. She noticed that during the import process, she cannot assign individual tags per person. So if you've got one file with 100 names on it, but only 5 or so of those people are for your LA event or for a certain product, those have to be actually like separated out onto a separate spreadsheet. So you can in fact create an entire list with all of your tags, then just sort it by tag and then clump those onto their own list. And then you bring them in one at a time. It's not ideal, okay? We are looking for a way to get you to the ability to tag one by one. But for now, your best bet will be to, create your overall full list with your tag column and then sort that column by tags and then just go ahead and section those out, okay? And bring them in a list at a time. Okay. Alrighty. And so Trudy, your follow-up question was, will that ever be added in the future? That is something that is on our development team's list, okay? So the way that it works is we separate those out by wants, needs, and right now, okay? So that's something that they are considering, trying to find its place in the priority, and then we will get to work on that for you. Alrighty, let's see here. So it looks like Heather had some issues with duplicates when importing, especially with your Facebook contacts. Okay, because the names don't exactly match up. Okay, so yes, you were right, you're spot on with that. I do have a couple of tips here, guys, so I'm gonna stop that share and go back over to Teamzy. I will bring that back up for anyone who missed it, okay? So, I have a recommendation when you're importing your contacts, okay, that you start with your Pulse, okay? So go ahead and pull those customers and those consultants first, because Pulse is going to give you really the cleanest list. It's gonna give you the most information if you've been able to collect email addresses or phone numbers and addresses, things like that. From there, go to your email service. And last but not least, okay, I want you to go over to your social media platforms. Because like Heather mentioned, Facebook or anything else is only going to give you access to their first and last name. Okay, so if they so happen to use their maiden name, like I do on social media, but then I use my married name for other things, you may have some manual cleanup, okay? But starting with Pulse and then working your way to social media is gonna keep those duplicates, it's gonna limit those for sure. Now, when you're looking to just clean, what's the easiest way to clean up my duplicates once they're in there? Go over to your team page. Now from here, let me just add a quick duplicate. Okay, so from here, what I recommend that you do is you go over to your team page on the left and then select the all category. So now it's displaying every single person. Toggle rank mode, so you have that quick delete available, and then scroll down. You'll notice that when you do have a duplicate, the system is arranging alphabetically, okay, by first or last name. So it's going to merge or bring those duplicates close together on the list. I can quickly say, okay, looks like I don't have any information in this one, but this one's a 5-star and I have an email. So I'm going to quickly delete this person. We are working on a more robust deduper in the future, but for now, that's gonna be your best bet, okay? And like I said, keep in mind that when you're importing, start with your Pulse. Okie doke. Let's see here. So Trudy has another awesome question. Can you craft and save your own scripts? Absolutely, okay, that is an amazing question because I know many of you are already experts at this. So you have tried and true dialogues or scripts that you want to use. You can save them on file and reuse them in the future. So from the dashboard, for example, I would go over and click on scripts. From here, I have the pre-templated scripts, or in the upper right-hand corner, I can select new script. From here, this is going to give me the ability to title my script. And then I can also, like I can make this follow up to solution. Okay. And then I can quickly say, okay, I want to find this when I'm searching for Facebook scripts and email scripts. So this way it's going to tag these and make them more easily accessible for you. Okay. From there, you would basically create your script and save it. From there, once you're ready to save or once you add anything here, the system is going to drop in the save changes option. Okay. You can always delete if you need to. And it's basically just going to clean up the tags that you have on this page. All right, so that's going to be how you create scripts. Let's see here. Okay, so Heather has a question about additional uses for Teamzy beyond just the actual connections, right? It's okay, we get that question often. Sorry, it looks like my connection's lagging a little bit. I'm gonna give it a couple seconds to catch up with me. Come on. Okay, so once you've actually added your scripts, like I said, and you're able to be connecting with people, building momentum, you're also going to be collecting information about everyone. So yes, your question was, should I be tagging them or adding notes by the regimen that they're using or things that are going on in their lives? Yes. This, like I said earlier, is just going to help you serve them better. So use your notes section to jot down things like just started a new job or moving to a new location, getting divorced. Honestly, these are real things that happen in people's lives that will trigger that change mentality, that puts them in a position where they want to make changes in their life. So collect that information, save it on file, because that can be accessed from your dashboard. So let's say that I know Claudia just purchased a new home. Okay, I can scroll down, update that information, and now from my dashboard, because Claudia is the next person up for connection, I can select notes and I'll be able to see that I added that note, okay? The last time that it was updated will also be available for you. So Teamzy is going to be your area for tracking your connections, making sure no one falls through the cracks, but also for managing all of the details, all of the data that comes up. What products are they buying? What are they into, okay? So, and I will show you, so actually this is a perfect time to show you guys how to log your sales. So let's say I chat with Claudia about a particular regimen and she went online and she purchased it. I can quickly toggle sale here and indicate that that was a regimen, and I can save that. Now, because that was super generic, you can actually specify what type of regimen right in the notes section. We are working on getting a little type option to drop down for you right in that area. Okay, let me see here. Okay, so Colleen wants to know, how do I delete all of my misspelled tag words? Hashtag all thumbs. Me too. Okay, no worries, you're in good company. So to adjust tags or delete them or anything like that, I recommend that you go over to your team page. From here, you can click on a given tag. Let's say that this one needs to be deleted. Once you click on a tag, you notice that it's highlighted and it'll be listed for you here. To the right of the name of the tag, you'll have tag options. You can edit the name or you can delete it outright. It's just going to move the next person up the list. You'd go down to another tag. From there, you can quickly delete the tag. It will not delete anyone that is associated with that tag. It will simply remove that identifier from their profile. Okay, so Rebecca has a question. What are invites and ads? Okay, so this one comes up often. I know I covered it a little bit, but some of these are really important to go over twice. So invites are going to be intentional calls to action, okay? Anytime you invite someone to participate in a three-way call, or if you invite them to participate in an upcoming event or something like that, those are going to be invites. Your ads, that's your lead generation. That's when you're out there meeting new people, infusing new lifeblood into your business, okay? Whether it be adding new friends on social media or face-to-face and belly-to-belly, okay? We recommend that you get in the habit of adding them to your Teamzy in real time. So if I'm at the grocery store, I run into the leader of our PTA and we get to chatting, I want to add her to my database. I can hit add contact and say, Sally. Okay. I can add as much information as I have at that point, or I can just hit add. This does a couple things, okay? This immediately adds them to your database so they don't slip slip your mind or fall through the cracks, but it also gets them in line for those follow-ups, okay? So it's going to immediately give her a 3-star ranking, and it means 30 days from today, Teamzy is gonna remind me to follow up with Sally, okay? So that's one of those reasons why we recommend that you add in real time. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so Rebecca has a great follow-up question to that. So if I have a new contact after the initial upload from Facebook, will they automatically be added or will I need to manually add them? So Quick question, okay? So quick answer to that is you will need to manually enter them in Teamzy, okay? So we recommend, it's not an automatic sync or anything like that. So we recommend that you add in real time. So if you accept a new friend request on Facebook, pop over to Teamzy and hit add, okay, at the very top of the page. We do have a really great mobile site, okay? So it's not an app, don't go looking for it in the App Store. You're just gonna go ahead and open up your Safari or your Google Chrome, okay? And type in what you see here, app.teamzy.com. This is going to give you the opportunity to do things on the go, okay? When you're in the drop-off line in the morning, you can quickly add whoever you met recently, or you can jump in and send an email or log a connect, okay? Take the time when you have it. So, mobile site, okay? My one tip with the mobile site, come on phone, you know you want to. Okay, so the one tip with the mobile site, what I did is I actually added Teamzy. I'm not sure if the glare is gonna let you see it. I added Teamzy to my home screen so it looks just like an app. I can tap on it, it drops me right on my dashboard, and I can hit the ground running, okay? So that's gonna allow you to add in real time also. With this in mind, if you are an absolute social media dynamo, okay, and you're thinking, girl, I add 50 people a day on social media, you're awesome, okay, to start. And then with that in mind, Teamzy does have that duplicate filter, okay? So if at any point you realize, well, I've added 50, 100 new people, I don't want to manually add them all, you can pull an additional copy of your Facebook data, import that to Teamzy. Teamzy is going to filter out the people who already exist in Teamzy, and it'll create new records for the new people, okay? So that's gonna help you with keeping your list up to date, but I do recommend that you manually add as you go along. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so Nancy has a specific question. Thank you so much for being here, Nancy. I appreciate you. So you have a question about one-page CRM specifically. Why don't you and I connect one-on-one, and I'll show you how you can get all of those notes to import appropriately to Teamzy. Okay, it's going to be just a small tweak so that we can make sure that all of the notes come in, just because they have multiple columns, and then some of them come over as sticky notes, some of them are notes, things like that. So reach out to me and I'll help you through that, okay? Okay, so what if you change the ranking from a 3 to a 1 for everyone? Is there a way to change everyone back to a 3? So Wendy, if you're doing that upon import with those advanced import options, like I mentioned earlier, I'll show you that one more time. So if you come in and you establish, you know what, I'm going to bring in these folks, but I want to make them all a 1-star. When you hit continue here and you bring them into the system, you're not going to have the option to manually bring all of them to a 3-star. You'll have to go in there and manually override it for each person, okay? The only time that you can manually override everyone or a bulk number of people is during the advanced import. Okay. So Emily wants to know, can we import solution tool contacts only? So as of right now, your solution tools, you're not allowed a report or a usable report from Pulse. It's something that I'm looking into. Actually, it's on my list for today. So that's something that we can always get back to you guys about. I'll follow up with you specifically tomorrow with an answer that I come up with. I've got an email out to them to find out if there's a better way to do it. And if there is, I will find that and get it over to you, okay? Let's see here. And obviously, if we do find a solution for that, we're actually going to add that to your university section. So I will show you how to access that. So in the future, guys, as you're getting more familiar with the system, as we release new features or improvements, things like that, your university tab here on the left-hand side is going to be really useful for you. If you click here, this is going to redirect you to all of our frequently asked questions, updates, tutorial videos, things like that. So you can go over to your network, and then you can browse by video type. So should we include or update the import process for your solution tool list, then we would go ahead and update that here, okay? So keep an eye out there. All right, let's see here. Okay, so Nancy Tiller, you started with Facebook. That's okay, not to worry. So what would happen is you and I, so you have the option, once you've imported all of your contacts to Teamzy, at any point you can always go in and say, you know what, I wanna see what contacts did I import. If you select import history, it's gonna give you a line by line, okay, of every single file you've brought in. So if I had 4 in there, I could find my Facebook file and delete that. This is now gonna give me the opportunity to go in and re-import the file after I've imported my Pulse contacts. Does that make sense? If not, reach out to me directly and I'll walk you through getting that cleaned up. Okay. Yes, absolutely. So there was a question about the replay link. We will send that out to every single person that was registered. Okay, thank you so much for being here, Colleen. Love you too. Okay, so Christine wants to know, is there a mobile Teamzy app? So it's not necessarily an app. Like I mentioned earlier, you want to look for a mobile site, okay? So if you're an iPhone user, just open up your browser, type in app.teamzy.com. That's going to give you access to our mobile site. Go ahead and log in, save your login credentials, and then save it to your home screen so that it looks and operates just like an app. Just like that guy. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so Lima, it looks like you're joining us a little later. Welcome. So you've got a question about, well, I'm bringing in 800 Facebook contacts. What do I do if I'm going to rank them all? Deep breath. Okay. What I recommend that you do is head over to your team page. From here, select all. Oh, let me re-import that list so that you will have an actual reference point. Okay, so I recommend that you go over to the all category and toggle rank mode. Now you'll notice that everyone is going to default to that 3-star ranking. So I recommend that you just go through and cherry pick the 4 and the 5 stars, okay? Because everyone else is kind of in that safety zone. So when they come up for follow-up, you can reestablish, okay? So go through and just try and find, okay, here's my 4s and my 5 stars. Leave everyone at 3-star. And then when you go to your dashboard, okay, here's my 5 stars, my 4 stars. But Laura's a 3-star, but you know what? She should really be a 2-star or a 1. You can, right from the dashboard, click the drop down and reestablish the ranking. It's going to rearrange that list, reapply the filter, and move that person where they need to be in the cycle. Okay? All righty, let's see here. Okay, so Tony has a question about what is the mobile site. So right here, what you can see in my actual URL, the word app.teamzy.com. From there, you can log in, save your login, and save it to your home screen. Okie dokie. All right, so Yvonne has a question about how do I make it available on my iPhone? So same process, you're gonna get that mobile site. You'll need to log into yours. If you're not sure of what your password is or anything like that, shoot me a text and I'll get that reset for you. Okay guys, so that looks like that's the end of the questions that you have. I'm gonna show you a couple more features and then I'll release you to your busy lives, okay? Thank you again for hanging with me. So I showed you guys how to connect with people, how to log your sales. As you're logging sales, you're gonna wanna log your income because it's really important. We started at the beginning of all this by setting an income goal. So you wanna track that income so you know how close or how far you are to meeting those goals. So to track income, you're gonna head over to the business tab on the left-hand side. Sorry guys, it's all the talking. Okay, so from your business page, you're gonna have access to your business statistics. So this will let you see at one glance, okay, I have a goal of $100,000 and I've tracked $7,150 towards that. So when it's 6 months into the year, even 3 months into the year sometimes, it's important to know, okay, I need to course correct, or I need to kick things into gear, light that fire under those buns, or pat myself on the back. I'm doing awesome. These are great accountability or coaching tools when you're working with a larger team, okay? So consider that you can track your income by clicking the little plus symbol here, or add income in the upper right-hand corner, either of which are gonna give you access to an itemized income report. Just go through and add your income by date range. So I can say I made $1,000 between the 1st and I don't know, 5th. I can add that income. It literally adds a line to this report, which I will have the opportunity to pull by year, okay? So if you wanted to backdate some of your income, you could actually pull a side-by-side comparison of, you know what did I do last year, so that I can strategically plan my next 12 months. There's another tool that's built in to help you with that accountability. In addition to tracking your income, you'll have things like your growth report. You will have an activities report. Your ratios are going to be broken down. How many connects did it take to generate a sale? How many sales did it take to convert someone to the consultant status? Okay, all of these are going to go, really far to helping you when you are considering, how do I build my business even further? How do I scale this further? Okay, you come down far enough on your business page, and you will have an itemized activity report. As you track activities, you may realize, how many sales have I done today? Or how many invites did I send out? You can come here to this section and actually filter this by invite type or by sale. This can be exportable, so you can print it, you can pull it if you need to. Whatever you need, it's in there for you. Last but not least, I mentioned your university section. Guys, I know you're getting used to a new system, okay? Getting the hang of it, building that habit. In addition to me as a resource, if at any point you have a question, you've got a help section built right into your Teamzy. You can click help and send us a quick question. We are real people on the other end of that. It's normally gonna be me. If it's not me, it'll be my awesome colleague, Barry, or some of the other guys that work with us on the back end, okay? Now, beyond your questions, you've also got a feedback section. Because Teamzy is still really new, we're refining it and tailoring it based on the needs of a consultant. So please drop me a line if you're thinking, this could really use this, or I'm telling you this is what the entire community is talking about, we're all doing this, or you know what, I log this type of sale a lot, can you add this as an option? These are all things that I cannot necessarily promise, but I do assure you that I will be your champion in our development meetings. I will frame this exactly the way that our development team needs, okay? So I'm a tool, I am a resource for you. Please reach out to me if you need help. But otherwise, that's everything I've got for you tonight, guys. I really appreciate your time. I'm gonna keep my contact information up as you go. Feel free to jot down any questions. I'll stick around for some time. Thanks for coming, guys. Keep an eye out for that replay link.